One of today's kings of professional boxing, Naoya Inoue, could rightly be called a champion killer. Over his career, the Japanese monster has defeated many fighters who once held world titles. And some of them, after their loss to him, never returned to their former level. Today we'll talk about a boxer whose top-level career was broken by the heavy fists of the relentless Inoue. Britain's Paul Butler was never a superstar. Among his boxing peers, he didn't stand out with blazing speed or devastating one-punch power, but solid fundamentals, a tough character, and the backing of a powerful promoter allowed him to regularly appear in title fights. His first shot came in March 2015 when he challenged South African Zolani Tete for the IBF Super Flyweight title. Despite Butler's efforts and the frenzied support of his home crowd, he couldn't avoid defeat. The champion confidently controlled the bout and in the 8th round scored a beautiful knockout with a sharp left uppercut.
Skip away out of the danger area.
Butler. At least he's getting closer to the target. He's still having no success. He's still not winning the round up to this point. But at least he's getting closer to the target. For a while then, Butler. Now usually he's trying the desperation. Beautiful right there from Tete. Hands up, his hands in closely.
Third consecutive fight overseas. Tete, what a great shot. And that is it. Is he going to get up? It looks as though it's all over. Great left hand. Butler doesn't really know where it is.
After that loss, Butler faded into the background for a while and only got another title shot in September of 2017. This time he succeeded, comfortably defeating his fellow Brit Stuart Hall, himself a former brief belt holder, by decision. But his next title chance in May 2018 for the vacant IBF Bantamweight belt ended in disaster. The unbeaten Puerto Rican Emmanuel Rodriguez dropped Butler twice in the first round, then cruised to a dominant victory. Rodriguez's superiority was so overwhelming that even the home judges didn't soften the scorecards, giving him a lopsided 118-108 and two 120-106 decisions.
Rodriguez, and again he looks to hunt down
For Paul Butler.
the right hand again from behind the jab in between rounds, but he still believes here.
The bravery is
Late on, so good matches, aren't there?
matchups for this young. The whole future's in front of Butler, so he can counter-punch. Good head movement there. He's working body and head, looking for the gaps, and he's not.
Says why, as a man in a mood, I think he been in front. Very exciting world bantamweight champion.
Bantamweight champion of the world from Puerto Rico, Emmanuel Manny Rodriguez.
It seemed Butler would have to give up on dreams of a championship, but he didn't lose heart, and his persistence was ultimately rewarded. On April 22, 2022, Paul once again fought for a world title. This time the WBO Bantamweight belt, albeit with the interim label. His opponent was rugged Filipino Jonas Sultan. This time, Butler seized his opportunity despite his opponent's fierce resistance. Paul controlled most of the rounds, and after the final bell, he was rightfully awarded the decision by all three judges, 117-111, 116-112, and 118-110.
That's going to give Butler confidence. You're missing from miles away. I'm making you miss, and I'm making you miss.
And again, a wonderful mastery of range there from Butler as he just stepped out the way so far. I've no doubt if he was a stationary target. Good left hook from Paul Butler. Just off balance there, Jonas Sultan. Good response from Paul Butler as Jonas Sultan looks to exchange really good body shots. Excellent stuff. Excellent. All credit. Excellent Paul Butler. Paul Butler, wow. He's looking to still exchange in the centre of the ring. Big left hand from Jonas Sultan. He is going to want to have the final say, and he lands a beautiful left hand on the inside. Paul Butler. Surely the judges have seen the same fight that we've seen as Jonas Sultan gives it one last throw of the dice. The alley shuffle from Paul Butler. is him.
Soon after, Butler got another surprise. WBO champion John Riel Gazimero was stripped of his title, and the interim belt became the full title. Credit must be given to Paul's bravery. He could have comfortably stayed in England, defending his belt against modest challengers. Instead, without hesitation, he signed on to face Naoya Inoue, who held the WBC, WBA, and IBF belts and was eager to become the undisputed world champion. The Inoue-Butler fight took place on December 13, 2022 in Tokyo.
Joe Tessitore and Tim Bradley on the call to determine the first undisputed bantamweight champion in boxing's four-belt era.
The fight predictably had no intrigue. Realizing he couldn't match the monster in speed or firepower, Butler focused on defense from the very start. Naoya easily controlled the action, landing shots at will, but Butler's tight guard kept him from immediate disaster. The Brit's attacking attempts could be counted on one hand. He knew any mistake could end in a brutal knockout.
Three-punch combination from Inoue. Now Butler takes a step forward for a moment. Inoue comes back with a right hand behind the jab. There's the right hand to the body from Inoue.
He's still comfortable right now, still protecting himself. He fears that power of Inoue.
Or double jab that time, a five-punch combination. He went double jab, right hand, left hand to the body. He has landed three lefts to the body.
Land his own body shot on Inoue.
And Butler comes back with a right hand up top before going with the high guard again. Inoue taking those small steps just to corral Butler, always keeping him in range. There's a right hand and a left hand to the body that backed it up.
Just not
enough offense, Timmy, to keep Inoue off of that. There's a right hand that comes in, and two lefts to the body.
For those type of situations.
Opens up this third round with a combination as Butler's in that corner and desperately needs to get out. He has that left hand up, but two-punch combination again, working behind that jab. Comes here in round number 3. But what you describe as that teeter-totter, the ability to throw punches and generate torque, bringing back the offhand to create more power.
No, the teeter-totter combination is the right uppercut. So it goes up. So that side is up, and then he comes down. The opposite side is down. And it's around the elbow to the liver. Will neglect defense, Butler will come on with his combinations. The hook is the best punch. I believe that Butler has landed.
Determined to finish the fight inside the distance, Inoue ramped up the pace in the second half of the bout.
As is the case with Gallagher. Speaking to his charge, Paul Butler, 34-win WBO champion. Inoue closing the gap into that corner again. Left hook comes in. Inoue comes around the guard with a right hand.
Inoue is standing just outside that mid-range. He's hoping that
closes range with the jab, gets the inside left hand, came to the body, finished with a left hook upstairs. Right hand comes behind the jab, left uppercut, right uppercut. There's that left hand to the body. It's been so effective tonight. World champion. And with that, and Timmy, we noted we're so used to in recent years seeing Inoue with the right.
Taking more chances, trying to get him to open up so he can land that kill shot. Beautiful left hook down to the body.
Right hand from Inoue, stop Butler's lateral movement for a moment. And hear the encouragement from the corner of Paul Butler. As he's sent back with another right hand that hits that high guard. Nice, good, Paul. But Gallagher himself has to understand you're headed to a shutout loss no matter.
Yes.
Ooh. Inoue with a body shot as Butler was up against the ropes. That time willing to throw, and Inoue filled that gap with a right hand. Right hand from Inoue.
He can open up a big shot. Touch, 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 touch. Get him defensive, and then boom. A big shot downstairs.
Now Inoue with a combination.
In the 11th round, he got what he wanted. A furious combination forced Butler to his knees, and the one-sided fight was over.
Hands high and raised.
Right hand to the body is a good one. And a big right hand that comes in. Great work from Inoue. Big combination scores the knockdown here in round 11. That power of Inoue comes through, and he gets it done at 11. Dismisses an unengaged Paul Butler by hitting the accelerator and putting on a show.
And now boxing's first undisputed bantamweight champion of the world, Naoya, the Monster Inoue.
This was very important for Inoue to do this.
Since that loss, Butler hasn't appeared in any notable fights. Considering the painful defeat, his 36 years of age, and the fact that he hasn't fought in years, his career can be considered effectively over. But in any case, this brave man managed to rise above expectations and fulfill his dream of becoming a world champion. And courage and perseverance will always command respect.